What does a realistic budget look like, I wonder? Hmm. What's up, fam? This your boy Gary B. I want to welcome you to season 4 of Mentally Financial. Hey, on this season, we're going to talk about all things mentally financial. Things like real life budgeting, money management in 10 minutes or less. So if that's what you're interested in and you would like to know how to do a great budget or spending plan, you're in the right place. I'm your boy Gary B. I'll be right back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, this is your boy Gary B. I want to welcome you back to Mentally Financial. Hey, I'm the budget guy. You know, you heard me talk about in the top of the show. What does a realistic budget look like? Honestly, budgets are hard, y'all. And no matter how many times we or I tell you to start one or recommend apps that'll help you, you're not going to stick to it. None of us do. You know what I'm saying? We do our best every month to do what we can, but hey, sometimes every budget is not perfect for every month, okay? So with that being said, the question is always asked, then gee, what does a realistic budget look like? Well, that's going to be the topic today, okay? All budgets tell you what you should include in a monthly, right? But hey, there's some unexpected expenses that we don't always think about when we do plan our budget. So I'm going to give you a few ideas that will help you make a more realistic budget for you, and I hope you stick to it, okay? Now, why is it so hard for us to stick to budgets? Because life takes us for a turn sometimes. I hate that it does, but it does. You know, we know that every month that we got to do this and do this and do this. But what happens when that curveball come at you? You know, for those of you who play baseball, you know what I'm talking about. When you're sitting out there at home plate, think you finna hit your home run, and then the pitcher throws that curveball, which is your worst pitch you ever seen. Hey, life does the same thing. Okay. So you have to look at life realistically for you. So that's why I say a realistic budget is for you. It ain't what I help you create for Thomas and Michael and San and Sandy. That ain't how it works. You know what I'm saying? Because what I talk to them about ain't gonna work for you. And it honestly does not have nothing to do with how much money you make either. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of us living from paycheck to paycheck. So no matter how much money you make, a realistic budget still only works for you. All right. So what do we look for in a realistic budget? Let's talk about that. What does an actual realistic budget look like for you? Well, number one, we already know the monthly bills. There's no way to get around the monthly bills. The monthly bills like the rent, the phone, the internet, the insurance. Come on, the groceries, the gas in the car. Those things we know we got to do because if you don't do them, ain't no need in having no budget because you ain't gonna be living nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Because you in the streets, you don't need no budget. So we're not going to talk about the things that we know need to be in a realistic budget. We're going to talk about that debt. Let's say you have a credit card. Let's say you have a loan. Let's say you borrowed something or whatever. You know you got to pay it back. So debt. If your monthly budget does not allow for debt, you need to start considering that. Put something towards your debt, especially if you are trying to build credit again, or buy something in the future, or a car, house, go to school, whatever it might be. You need, to pay them debts down because the more debt you get, you're gonna have it. But I will say this: being realistic, not to talk against any other financial planner out there and people that say, hey, you can live debt free. You probably can. But if you live in a realistic life, you're going to probably have debt till your day you die. I mean, I'm just being realistic. You're going to probably have debt to the day you die because it's going to always be that purchase out there that you want to buy. Okay. So allow for a debt payment in your realistic budget. Okay. Oh, man, them nights out. I don't care how dirt poor you are, you're going to take yourself out. You're going to go out on a night. Your friends are going to call you, your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriends, whoever it is in your life that want to go out and party, you're going to do it. So you got to account for that too. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to your realistic budget, because that's unexpected. You might tell yourself, oh, I ain't going to go out no more until I pay off all my debt. Sometimes that don't happen. So you got to look out for those nights that you go out. Okay. Then you're going to always hear me talk about emergency funds. you know emergency funds are very important. You can go back, listen to my videos. I mean, listen to my audio, listen to my podcast. I talk about emergency funds. You need them, y'all. I'm telling you. Even if you think about it, if you saved $1 a day for a year, that's $365 or $366, y'all. A dollar. So imagine if you do more than a dollar. Hey, that's how you got to look at it. Start with something easy. Put that dollar to the side. Then put two. Then put five. Then put 10. It does work, y'all. I'm telling you. The next thing, the things you don't think about. The things you don't think about is the most expensive part of a budget. I can't even tell you what those things are because we all different. Those things are different for each person, but you got to keep that in the back of your mind. Pets. Oh my goodness. Pets are like children. Pets are like humans. You know what I'm saying? You got to take care of them because you can go to jail. If you don't do what you need to do for your pet. But pets are an expense. You got to think about that kind of stuff. And then what kind of apps or what kind of things that you're doing that you don't normally do at home. You might watch the fight or you might watch this or that and you got to pay for it. Xfinity and all these other cable companies. So there's things out there that we don't account for. That's out there, y'all. So you got to start looking at a realistic budget that works for you. Okay. So, yes, you listen to my show, you hear the things that I say, but if you want help with your budget and your spending plan, hit me up. I'm for real. I'm here for you. My company is it's a nonprofit company. It's a charitable company. I do these services for free, y'all. So I don't just get out here just to talk, you know what I'm saying? It's therapy for me, but I get out here because I want to educate y'all on your money. Times are hard right now. The economy is crazy, you know what I'm saying? Inflation, student loans, food. Things are really crazy. So I'm trying to teach you how to live in a realistic world with realistic bills and money and things, okay? So in summary, I want to say this. A budget is only as good as you make it for yourself. Don't do the 50, 30, 20 if it doesn't work for you. Do what is realistic for you. Okay. And I will always tell you that. So if you need any help with that kind of stuff, I want you to hit me up. I'm telling you. So like I said, we talked about the debts, we talked about going out, we talked about the emergency fund, we talked about those things that we just don't even think about. We talked about the pets. These are things that can come up, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So keep yourself grounded. Don't try to be like the Kardashians or the Joneses or the Mikes or whoever out there that you're trying to emulate. It's good that you're trying to emulate in a positive way, but don't try to count their pocket because your pocket might not be like theirs. Okay? You know, but like I said, I'm Gary B. I'm only going to live real life and I'm only going to tell y'all real life. But hey, that's just me talking. But you're always going to hear me say, do what's good for you. Okay? And hey, like I always say, I'm your boy Gary B. I do the research. You just gotta follow. All right. I love you. And hey, next week episode, we're gonna talk about checking and savings account and why they're important. Hey, I'll be looking for you next week. Peace. Thank you for checking out this week's episode. I hope I dropped a little knowledge on you that you can use. A new episode drops every Sunday at 12 p.m. Google me and you'll find me wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Until the next episode, peace.